Hello, dear student. This is Amir Khan, your social studies teacher. Today, our topic is on the Palestine conflict, where you will learn about the location of Palestine and Israel, or what is the importance of Jerusalem for the true region, and what is the conflict of Palestine with Israel. So if we start from here, it's important for three religion. If we find over here, this is the actual location of Palestine over here on the sides of the near to the Egypt countries over here, and that is important for three main religion, for the Muslims and for the Christians and for the Jews. How it's important for the Muslim? Because we find the Dome of Rock and Masjid al-Aqsa in Jerusalem, where Prophet, the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, rose to paradise, and then he came back through this from here in Dome of Rock. Then we come over here, another of why is important for the Christian, because of the Christ because of the Christ that arrested and tied, purified, burned, and ascend to the heaven. That's why it's important for the Christian as well. For the Jews, it's important for that it's contained. Still, the Solomon Temple is also remain contained in Jerusalem. So if we come over here in the Muslim, in the starting of the Israel, it's not only one emperors were controlled in Israel. So in Palestine, there was a number of like Mamluks, Seljuks, Fatimids, and many more another emperors have controlled over here. In Arabians even, they were controlled over here. But what happening 2000 years ago, that the Roman were controlled over here, and where the Jewish dominance were there, they were scattered to different countries around of the Mediterranean areas. Then when they start coming back, the Jewish in 1880s, they start coming back, where at that time the Ottoman emperors were in Palestine. So when they come over here, then they start to settle over here till to 1914, that the Jewish 47,000 Jewish came back into the land, and they start the Zionism. Zionism is where the land, they have to take the Jews' land from the Palestine. They give them money and they take their land. That is the Zionism. And in 1914, there were, and after World War I, there was around 75,000 of the Jewish come back to the Israel, and they start capturing that areas. So what happening over here? And after in World War I, there was here in 1915, what happened? The British government in a Macron letter, where they promised that independent Arab state is returned to the help of Arab in the war, that the land will be given to the Arabs. Then another agreement has been signed in 1916, the Sykes-Picot Agreement, that was signed in which France and Britain agreed to share the area between them when the war ended. So this was the different agreements. And in the last, after World War I, we find Balfour Declaration, which was under the pressure of US on Britain. The Britain Foreign Secretary Balfour promised that land should be home for the Jews. So this was the agreement start over here in 1917. Then what happening over here? The war, where after World War I, then it's in World War II. After World War II, in 1948, United Nations has signed that Jewish has their own state. There should be two states, Gaza and that Jerusalem, for the Jewish and for the Palestine. There should be two states. So in 14 May 1948, they established the Israel state. And what happening after that, in 1964, the PLO, Palestine Liberation Organization, with the help of Yasser Arafat, who has controlled on make a military group and war of 6 days with the Israel, but Israel defeat them with surrounding of like Syria, Egypt and Jordan, and they get controlled on Israel. And what happening after that, because of that protesting and these, in 1987, that there start first intifada means where they bulldoze the properties, they destroy, they will not give jobs for the Palestine. They start over in Palestine, where the Jerusalem, the Israelis were not, the Jewish were not giving right for the Palestine. So what happening after 87, those who were living in Palestine, the jurisdiction of that Israel region, they were going back to that Gaza Strip and West Bank. So what happening over here now, in 1939 there was agreement signed between Israel and PLO. So what happened, it was in 1993 to 1995. Then again that agreement was not accepted by the Palestine. So what happening in 2000 to 2005, second intifada, again they destroyed, then they start war with the Palestine and then destroy that areas. So what happening over there, that they start controlling over there, and again there was agreement, and then election were held over there where the Hamas controlled, where the Jerusalem, the Jewish say that is the terrorist state, but it's not, because of that Muslims were dominance over there. They come for their right in 2006, and again the clash with Hamas. Israel clash with Hamas, and then till that agreements were being started again with the Hamas, but Hamas were not accepting that things. And what happening, they controlled on Hamas, and another countries which were with Hamas, they start conflict with them. And in 2007, what happening over here, in 2007, that civil war broken between Gaza Strip and Palestine. And in 1929 were elected as the Theo was elected as a prime minister, offered talk with the Palestine. Abbasid refused to talk with the expansion of the Israel town. And what happened, so this stalemates exist. Israel control most of the countries, and also the Jerusalem includes of the Islamic place. Like here we find that Israel is right now on the map. You can look over there. Before this was of in this 1946, but right now you can look in 2009, you find over here, this is the Israel's map. So thank you so much for listening me.